Welcome to Surviving on Spice, the podcast for burnt-out moms surviving modern life on caffeine, spicy books, and the wingspan of a feral book boyfriend. I'm Nadine Tice. Let's take a breath and escape.
Hello and welcome to Surviving on Spice with me, your host, Nadine Tice. Yes, it rhymes. No, I'm not apologizing for that. This is episode 2 of the podcast, and today we are talking all about vampires and why we love them. But first, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching or listening. After I put out the first episode of the podcast, I was terrified. I had no idea if it would be received well. I had no idea if people would like it. I had no idea if people would even watch or listen to it. But you did. And apparently, according to the feedback I've gotten, you liked it. And it helped fill that purpose that I had intended, which is for it to be a fun, bookish escape from real life. And I was so pleased with that. So we're going to keep doing them. So anyway, welcome back to today's episode of the podcast. And like I said, we're talking about vampires and why we love them so much. Okay, I'm obsessed just a bit, but oh well. So when I sat down to outline today's episode, I realized I had a whole lot of content. Like a lot of content. And so this episode is already going to be broken into 2 parts. We're going to do today's, and then there's definitely going to be a part 2 so that I can keep these episodes short like I promised that I would do, because these episodes are meant to be those quick escapes that don't require a large time commitment, these little stolen moments away from real life. It's a bookish escape. So we're going to keep it short and sweet. But yeah, this is definitely going to be at least a 2-part. I have visions too, because I have author friends who are also vampire authors, and so I'm going to start chatting with folks and see if maybe we can get a conversation going. Let me know what you want. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you want, and I'll see what I can do. But anyway, vampires. So I probably, like a lot of people, I jumped on the vampire train with Twilight. So in the mid 2000s, when was that? Mid to late 2000s. I didn't jump on the craze with everybody else at the time, because I don't do that. I try not to jump on trends. But it was when the first film came out, I was drugged by my friends to the theaters, and I watched the movie, and I liked the story. I actually did. I also, on a side note, really, really liked the soundtrack to the first Twilight film, and discovered a lot of great artists off of that soundtrack. But I liked the story. I loved the premise of the story, where the vampire didn't have to be the bad guy, where the vampire could be the love interest and the hero, and it was really neat. And so from then I went and I picked up the book, and I read it, and then read the second and the third and the fourth as they came out, of course. And that series got me back into reading. And after college, I had to read so much in college, not for fun, that I just really didn't want to look at a book. And that I will say that particular series, say whatever you want about it, the story got me back into reading, and I devoured that series. So I do have to credit my love of reading as an adult to that series. But so let's talk about vampires, right? Because there's the psychological pull for the attraction to vampires is fascinating, right? Because you've got someone. It's like the definition of a power imbalance, because you have a predator-prey type relationship going on there. You, as the prey, is attracted to the predator, which is a crazy evolutionary system. But I won't get into the science today. But so you have the vampire, and so, for the record, I'm going to use he just because in so many of the vampire books, the vampire is a he. We'll talk about vampires who are female, because I wrote one for that very reason, but we'll come back to that. So if I use he, that's why, not that all vampires have to be male. So, right, you have the vampire, and he is probably quite a bit older chronologically, quite a bit more powerful, and she is prey. She is. So take Twilight, for example. It's a perfect example there. Edward's whole conflict is that he he loves Bella, but he wants to drink her blood. And it's this tear between my instinct and my nature versus my desire. And I think that is what enthralled me so much with that particular story, is that his love for her won. And that really has to be a very, very powerful love to completely overcome that physiologic predator instinct. So I think that that's part of the allure for me, anyway. I don't know. You tell me what. So vampire novels, especially vampire romances, are a huge, 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 huge pull, a huge section of the romance book market, if you will. And I mean, there's so much out there, and so you tell me. Drop in the comments, right? For those of you who love vampires like I do, tell me what the pull is. Tell me what that pull is for you. I mean, for me, it's that kind of. I mean, it sounds crazy, but the whole I can unalive you, and I want to, but I love you more than I want your blood. So it's that power and restraint because of love. It's and I'm dangerous around everyone except you. It's probably unhealthy, but oh well. There's absolutely zero judgment here. So absolutely zero judgment. So, but yeah, that's the heart of it. So my first novel that I wrote, Star-Crossed Nocturne, it is a vampire book because I do like the vampire story, and but back to what I was saying before, right? It's in the vast majority of them, not all of them, but in a vast majority, he is the vampire, and he is the centuries-old, brooding, tortured vampire with quite a lengthy past, and she is the heart of gold. I see the light in you. I will save you. So that's the human. Then that's the general dynamic. But as I was kind of imagining what my first book would be, and writing for me, like I said in the first episode, writing for me is an escape. Writing for me is that ultimate what if, right? It's me exercising my imagination on paper. So you know, I want to be a vampire, and I'm a girl. So I wrote it. So when I wrote Star-Crossed Nocturne, I flipped it. And I'm a big, big fan of doing that as an author. I'm a big, big fan of taking something that's a trope, or I use that term loosely. It's not one of my favorites, or something that's well established, and flip it. So what if, right? What if we flip it? What if she's the vampire and he's the human? How does that work out? And so that's how I wrote my first book. So, but anyway, yep, that's my deal on vampires. So tell me, all right, drop in the comments and tell me what are some of your favorite vampires. What are some of your favorite either series, or what are some of those vampires that just get your blood going? So I will answer that question before it even comes up. So from the Twilight world, I know that question always comes up, right? Team Edward or Team Jacob? Okay, first of all, they're both teenagers, and I'm definitely not. So let's just not go there. But that aside, no, I'm Team Carlisle. So I like that paternal, gracious, just intelligent and heart of gold, but he is a solid leader with a vision and ambition. So I am Team Carlisle, plus the actor who played Carlisle in the films, in my opinion, it's quite attractive. So Team Carlisle for me. All right. And then I guess from Buffy, I know that's not book world, but it's vampire world. Buffy, I'm totally Team Spike. That's me. So you tell me yours. Drop them in the comments. Tell me yours. And if you've got any other vampire-related questions or vampire-related choices, who do I like? Ask that in the questions, and I'll answer that in the next episode when I do the second part of this. So. All right, we're going to move on to the next segment. So this got a lot of positive feedback. My biscuit tin, if you will, if you get that reference from Smash Hits magazine, if you were a UK reader back in the 90s and get that reference, please drop in the comments and commiserate, because I still feel like I came up with a fever dream of that segment and that magazine, even though I totally didn't. But these are questions in a coffee cup. This is my nifty classic Ninja Turtles coffee cup. Thank you for those who helped me out, and we really fleshed out, if you can see here, we really fleshed out all of the questions in this coffee cup. So the last time we did this segment, the cup was filled probably maybe a quarter full. Now it is almost 3/4 full of questions. I have no idea what they are. I'm a little scared, but we're going to keep this. We're going to keep this segment because apparently you like it, so we'll do it. All right. So these are absolutely random questions. I have no idea what they are. All right. So I'm going to pull a question out of here, out of the cup, and you are going to get my completely unfiltered, maybe unhinged, and unscripted response because I have no idea what the question is. I'm scared. I am scared. If your current reading taste were a warning label, what would it say? Oh gosh. My current reading taste is dark at the moment. So it would probably have basically a whole trigger warning list. But if my current reading taste were a warning label, it would say, do not read in public, and especially for my audiobooks, no kids in the car. So that is what my current reading taste would be if it had a warning label. All right, that was a good one. All right, we're gonna do one more. Come on, I'm scared. I'm scared again. Okay. A compliment that works on you every time. As an author, the compliment that works on me every single time is when people tell me that they absolutely love and binged my book. And especially when people tell me I'm an auto buy for them, that just floors me every time. As an author, that's the compliment that works on me every time. As a person, as a human, not that being an author is not being human, but compliment that works on me every time. I think it's if I've done something that either helped someone out or made them feel good, that basically kind of what I do matters. That I was able to make a difference, that I was able to help someone. I think that is a compliment that will work on me every single time. Also telling me I'm funny, that'll do it. So, all right, so there you go. There's two questions out of my Ninja Turtle coffee cup. This was the biscuit tin segment from Smash Hits magazine, if you happen to remember that. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for indulging me in vampire love. Like I said, when I went to go outline this episode, I had too much content, so we didn't even get into the psychology of really. We touched on it a little bit, but really why why the vampire myth is just so attractive and why it pervades. So we're gonna really get into that in the next episode. So come back for that. And permission slip as always. You don't have to be productive 100% of the time. I know that we are of a generation that was raised that our productivity is tied to our self-worth, but that is a myth. And if you are not spending 100% of your time being productive, hey, congratulations, you're probably not going to burn out. So remember, permission slip, you don't have to be productive 100% of the time. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really enjoy doing these podcasts, providing you this little escape from real life to indulge in all things bookish and feral and spicy and fun. So join me next time and we'll dive into episode 2 or part 2 of vampires and why we love them. See you next time.